Hey, I just want y'all to know something, right? That the sun rises in the west. If y'all understand that. So I'm gonna show where I get my information from because I understand that. So sometimes it gets emotional. I get it. I understand. I'm trying to. Like I'm saying. I'm going back and studying these laws. When did these things happen? And the reason why I went because I'm doing research on slavery. So I found out that slavery supposedly has started in 1687. But the word slavery didn't exist in 1850. I'm doing research on slavery. So I found out that slavery supposedly has started in 1687. But the word slavery didn't exist in 1850.
We now return to your regular programming.
All right, yo, I said, everybody see this link on here. This brother is on here telling people that he has proof that there are Africans that were found here, or this 12,000-year-old bone, and that they're African. He then says that he does not believe in DNA. He says DNA is fake. So in order to show what kind of people this is, from not just the bones, you have to look at the DNA. So I said, scroll down that joint, man, to the last paragraph. Just keep scrolling down. I'll read it from you from my joint right here, man. And it says, analysis of DNA extracted from the skeleton's wisdom tooth found it belongs to an Asian derived lineage that occurs only in American haplogroup D, subhaplogroup D1. Finding a skeleton with DNA from one of America's founding lineage in Central America greatly expands the geographic distribution of confirmed Bergamanus among the earliest Americans. When we scroll all the way back up, it'll tell you that this is the first time researchers have been able to match a skeleton with an early American, Paleo-American skull and fractal characteristic of DNA linked to the hunter-gatherers who moved onto the Bingen Land Bridge from Northeast Asia version between 26,000 and 18,000 years ago, spreading southward into North America sometime after 17,000 years ago. So this brother wants to talk about Asians when it's talking about the landmass. We're not talking about Asians. We're talking about a landmass. Y'all said go to the other link. You hear me? Yeah, go to that link. All right, you see North America? I want you to click. You see how those arrows are moving around there? So this is from the National Geographic. This was a test that was done on Pacific groups where the oldest people on the planet Earth are called the Sand People. And this was in South Africa and then also in East Africa. They traced every single person on the planet Earth through the Y chromosome. The Y chromosome is passed off through the male. Then you have the matrilineal line, or that's basically through the female. So see the North America part right there, man? Click on that arrow right there. All right. So let me do it now. So you see, it will tell you that this is haplogroup C, and it's going to tell you that's haplogroup D. It's going to tell you where these specific people came from. This is according to DNA. This is according to testing. This is not Ancestry.com where they only test a specific part of the gene. And if you go to another thing, no, this is specifically dealing with the chromosome, the Y chromosome that's passed down from male to male. So if I have a daughter, or if I have a kid with my wife, and then that person has a kid, and that person has the kid, and that person has the kid, that Y chromosome from my genetic gene will be passed off through there. Now, we are passing millions of DNA through conception. Some things happen within inside the body. This person might have light brown eyes. This person might have light green eyes. That is a mutation. That mutation will be the new marker for a bunch of new people that have that specific gene. These genes This is something that is undeniable. This is not ancestral.com. This is ludicrous when it's specifically telling you that the map is not showing them going backwards. It's showing them exactly where they came from, and it is showing you what they look like according to modern science. And the genome basically being cracked from this forth. I'm done with that part. All right, now we're gonna go to the slavery joint. Yo, pull up the book that says the Portuguese in West Africa, 1415 to 1670, so people can see the book and the source. This is from Cambridge University. So everybody see that book right there. That book is published by Cambridge University. It's called the Portuguese in West Africa from 1415 to 1670. All right? So now, pull up the pages, bro. When you go back in there, you're gonna see that, right? All right. When you get to the, there's another page behind it, but he can stay there. It would say slave raiding on the Sahara coast, 1445. This man was just on here telling you that the word slave wasn't around and they wasn't using that. Of course they wasn't using it because they were speaking a different language, but they was running over there capturing the people. Now, remember, off of the head, without even reading this, I told y'all earlier about the Chronicles of Zuaria, which is from 1441. In this specific document, it is say in the 1440s, the Portuguese were still mounting slave raids along the Saharan coast, though shortly afterwards, slave raiding gave way to slave trading, which proved less hazardous and more profitable. Zuaria liked to employ classical conceits such as innovation to fortune, but he also attempted to understand what was happening in the encounters that the Portuguese raiders have with non-Christian peoples. His discussion of the rumors of ritual cannibalism showed him to be a man who was trying to be courteous, etc., etc. So I brought this up to show that these specific people, the slave trade began at this time. And why am I saying this is the slave trade? Because in history, this is the first time you have a specific, different people going to a different place, taking people to someplace else. So they take them back to, they take these people back to Portugal. They take them back to Lisbon. Now, when I'm gonna show you this real quick before I run back up to where I got it, I'm gonna flip my thing, man. If y'all can see this, make sure y'all let me know. Flip this real quick. See this book right here? This book is called A Social History of Black Slaves and Freedmen in Portugal from 1441 to 1455, right? See the author here? C.M. Sanders, right? Now, in this book, on this page, it is showing you slave ships from Lisbon to various captains of Aragon from 1490 to 1520, and known and other information, right? So you see here is the dates here. The dates on here is 1499 to May 10th. The name of the captain, Fernando Soares. Number ship, 668. Yearly average, 259. Goes all the way down. The sources here that are given for this, published in Frias. A lot of them is in different length in the Spanish. I don't know how to read that, but the primary sources are in here where all this stuff comes from, man. So, pull up the slave voyages for me, man. Pull up the slave voyages for me, man. You got to get this guy his work. Oh yeah, he out of here.
He ran, man.
No. We go get this information.
No, he just dropped out. He'll be right back in. Pull
up the slave voyages. I don't want him to talk anyway. This is for the people because this guy's talking too crazy. Pull up the slave voyages, right? So you see the slave voyages, right? So let's look at this site real quick, man. Everybody make sure you grab this stuff, man. This is good information to look at, man, so you don't get misled or led in the wrong direction, man. All right, where we at? We in slave voyages. Boom. All right, I'm logged in. I'm ready to go. So you see this say the Transatlantic Slave Trade Database, information on 36,000 slaving voyages that forcibly embarked over 10 million Africans from transport to the Americas between the 16th and 19th centuries. The actual number is estimated to have been as high as 12.5 million. The database and the separate estimates interfere other researchers, students, and general public a chance to rediscover the reality of one of the largest course movements of peoples in world history. So when we look at this specific base, and it says assessing the slave trade at the back, you see the resources there, the educational materials about the project, right? So when you put search, press search the voyage database. You press that.
Yeah, it's loading up.
All right. So now we on the database here, right? So when you look at the database, you put the years in there. You see what that date say there? 1514 to 1866. The full extent of time from the list of the voyages is 1514 to 1866. When we look at the right, it has the exact name of the vessels, the year that it arrived, and where did they go to? Southeast African, Indian Ocean islands, Baja. If you go and you keep on going on. Now that's only one. That's one of them. Put up the last one. The other one is the Whitney joint. Make sure I got that one loaded up here too.
Wait, where you put that at? The Whitney.
Oh, I put it in the wrong one. Hold up, I'm gonna grab it again from my note page. Then after that, man, I don't know what to say after that, bro. All right, here we go right here. We riding out.
Hold on.
My fucking computer broke. I gotta do this shit, man. It's crazy. All right, I just put it in the back. Got it?
Hold on. I don't see it.
I put it back there.
There we go.
We riding?
Yep.
All right, so what this site is, this is called the Whitney Plantation, and this is the slave trade in Louisiana, right? So this one is dealing more specific than the other one. The other one is broad, and it tells you exactly where the people came from. It tells you, now this is dealing with this guy's time frame. So the Louisiana State Database is comprised of 107,000 entries documenting the people enslaved in Louisiana from 1719 with the arrival of the first ship directly from Africa to 1820. So now this is where we get to a point where there's a different trade going on, where the people are not going to South America as the other site will show you. This will show you directly coming to this specific part. So when you get to reading on, it shows you down, when you scroll down, the 18 and frequent African ethnicities in Louisiana. It shows you who these people are. They don't tell you these people are Mayans. They don't tell you that these people are no Aztecs, no Olmecs. They don't tell you these people are none of these things. The Bamana. See this, the Bambara people. The Bambara people have a very unique cosmology. And their cosmology is almost based off of like a geometric mathematics. These people are people who fought the Muslims in Africa. These people were not Pacific people that were easily led in that slave trading point. They didn't like these people. So then you have the Mandinga people there. Then you have Nar, which is called the Moor people there. And you keep going, the Singi, the Warlock, the Kisi, the Kangi. All of these people that we're reading, the Edo, the Igbo, the Calabar, the Congo. Especially we want to talk about the Congo, because the Congo is the first place that got the Bible. I repeat, the Congo is the first place that got turned to Christianity in West Africa, not North Africa, but West Africa. These are the people that our ancestors are, where we came from. These people in the Congo have their cosmology still. They call the original man Muntu. They have a whole different cosmology. It's so scientifically deep that it's something that we can use today to be able to adapt it to the times that we're living in. So this is not something that can be covered in a 10-minute talk or a bit. This is something that is specific, different subject. And with that, man, I yield the floor. I don't really got nothing else to say with this one. I'm done.
That was marvelous. That was marvelous.
Let me just say daggers.